I did a video detailing how Democratic President Bill Clinton worked with a Republican Congress to put us on sound financial footing. Since the Reagan administration, we saw presidents borrow from the Social Security Trust Fund to cover their downfalls in their budgets. There was a gap that they didn't know how to cover, so they said, fuck it, we're just going to borrow from Social Security. And that happened with Reagan and Poppy Bush, and then into Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton said, "We're gonna work on resolving this. We got to pay back the money that we took from the Social Security Administration. We got to balance our budget. I have a Republican Congress. We're going to work together." So Clinton and the Republicans worked together, and in his 8 years, the last 6 of those years, we had a balanced budget and we're running a surplus. They came up with a formula based on the tax revenue and the tax code and how they could get it done to balance the budget in the short term, pay back all of the money that was borrowed from the Social Security Administration, and put us on a path to running an annual surplus to be able to pay down the nation's debt. It worked. We ran a surplus for 6 of his 8 years, the last 6 of his 8 years. We had a balanced budget and a surplus because Republicans and Democrats worked together. So when did it stop working? Well, it stopped working after George W. Bush was elected and he got the Bush tax cuts and threw a hand grenade into the middle of that financial plan that Republicans and Democrats worked out together. I made a video pointing that fact out, and in come the right-wing trolls. Knew it had to be a Republican's fault. You people are pathetic. Well, who else passed the 2017 Trump tax cuts? Was it a mystery Democratic president that I was unaware of? Republicans were part of the solution. The Republicans in Congress worked with the Democrats in the executive branch, and they balanced our fucking budget. Along comes a Republican, and with the help of Republicans in Congress, blows that plan up, and all of a sudden we're not running a surplus anymore. All of a sudden we don't have a balanced budget anymore. All of a sudden we're no longer paying back the money that we stole from the Social Security Trust Fund. So who else's fault would it be? Can you give me a list of culprits? Who walked into the White House, into George W. Bush's White House? Remember, he used to famously refer to himself as the decider, right? I take advice from everybody, but in the end, ultimately, I'm the decider, right? The buck stops with me kind of guy. Who walked into his Oval Office and held a fucking gun to his head and made him get those Bush tax cuts passed? Who walked into his office and held a gun to his head and said, you're going to blow up a plan that your party and the opposing party worked diligently on to restore the funds that they stole from the American people? Was there some Democrat that I didn't see in the mix that came in and told Bush, you're going to fucking do this? Or could it be that you fucking people just can't own the shit your party does?